Hi guys, this is the new episode of TechBuddyShow. On this show, I'm talking about the most interesting things in tech world. My name is Andrew, and let's go. In today's episode, I'm gonna talk about the new self-driving car startup called Zoox. Lately, they unveiled their first electric vehicle, which is the prototype of a futuristic self-driving Robotaxi. The main idea of this project is to shift focus from driver to passenger and make the ride as safe and comfortable as possible. This vehicle was developed by the startup, which had been working on the concept in secrecy since 2014. During these 6 years, there was no information about the project Zoox is working on. The only news we could hear is that Zoox became the first company to gain approval for self-driving transport services to the public in California. That was in 2018, and that's about 4 years since they started working on it. And another big announcement is a huge 800 million venture capital investment in the company. So that's only about the operations and the Zoox company, but not about the actual product they're working on. And now, 6 years later, they come up with the prototype. It looks quite futuristic, featuring a carriage-style layout, two bench seats facing each other, and bus-style door on both sides. Honestly, it doesn't look that futuristic inside of the Robotaxi. The interior is like a modern train or a fancy bus or something like that. But this is just the appearance, and the functionality behind this is quite impressive. The vehicle featuring over 100 safety innovations, including airbags that wrap around passenger in the event of collision. And this is the most important thing actually, because Zoox wants to put its vehicle to mass consumer on roads everywhere, and it is better to be as safe as it possibly could. Another aspect of the interior is the visual and audio notifications meant to communicate with the passenger. Lights and sounds signal the car's next move or tell a rider it's ready for pickup before the bus-style doors slide open. There is a wireless phone charging space on the screen built into each side of the seat that provides information on the rider's trip and the ability to change music or even air fragrance. So that's quite promising and looks very comfortable. Also, Zoox says the electric vehicle will also be able to run up to 16 hours on a charge and travel at speeds up to 75 miles per hour. As for the main feature of the vehicle, which is the driverless self-driving, Zoox came up with a new sensor architecture. And this architecture made up of cameras, radar and LiDAR to give the Zoox Robotaxi a 270-degree field of vision at each corner of the car. The engineers wanted to remove digital so-called blind spots for autonomous cars, allowed sensors to track movement around the entire vehicle. The Robotaxi includes bidirectional driving capabilities and four-wheel steering, so the car won't need to put in a reverse since it can simply change its direction, right? But let's talk a bit about the most important thing of the car, which is the LiDAR. The Robotaxi features 6 LiDAR sensors painting a detailed picture of its surroundings up to 500 feet. It's about 150 meters away. So the LiDAR stands for light detection and ranging. So basically it's a remote sensoring method that uses light in the form of a pulsed laser to measure ranges. This is a cool feature, but for self-driving cars it's not the best solution. For example, Elon Musk doesn't think it's a good idea, and he said that LiDAR is a crutch for such kind of things. But anyway, LiDAR does the work, and Zoox founders are okay about using this technology, especially in the light of the lawsuit that happened in early 2019. As you may know, Tesla filed a lawsuit against Zoox and several now former Tesla employees who left Tesla for employment at Zoox, alleging theft of Tesla's proprietary information and trade secrets related to warehousing, shipping, and logistics. And according to Tesla's lawsuit, one of the employees, a manager who supervised two of the other defendants, emailed two confidential documents to his personal email account. The documents contain confidential and proprietary Tesla receiving and line drawings of the physical layouts and certain Tesla warehouses. Another Tesla employee allegedly stole confidential parts, price information, and expert of information of Tesla's confidential and proprietary warp system regarding the tracking and monitoring of parts inventory. And it is a big reputational risk for a company to be a part of such kind of lawsuits, especially when you have no product for the market. But anyway, the lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed sum in April 2020, where Zoox acknowledged that certain of its new hires from Tesla were in possession of Tesla's documents pertaining to shipping, receiving, and warehouse procedures when they joined Zoox's logistics team. Well, we don't know the exact sum of money, but Zoox had to fire 100 employees. But these were the dark days for the company, and now they are part of Amazon. Yep, Amazon acquired Zoox this summer for more than $1 billion. Amazon is trying hard to be part of this EV market. Even though Zoox is not a profitable company and will not help Amazon to actually earn money in the nearest future, Amazon still wanted to invest. Amazon always does such kind of things, buying and subsidizing things to gain more market share in a specific field. And it really works, because Amazon has a lot of money and companies backed by this company don't have to worry about the profitability and can just focus on doing the work. So Amazon is planning to deploy Zoox vehicles in a number of cities, and this is just a small part of wider eventual deployment. Well, it's clear that the wider rollout depends on a few other things and will rely upon individual state laws regarding autonomous vehicles and stuff like that. So the Robotaxi future is likely to arrive earlier than we could expect, but still, the point at which it may actually replace human drivers is still far on the horizon. Well, anyway, let's keep an eye on Zoox and how they are changing personal transportation, making it cleaner, safer, and more enjoyable for everyone. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you next week. Bye.